Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some really fun battles featuring Shadow GIRAFARIG in the Retro Cup. Shadow GIRAFARIG is a normal and psychic type Pokemon with the moveset of Confusion, Psychic, and Thunderbolt. To round out the rest of the team, I'm running Bite Greedent on the lead and Oranguru on the save switch. It's a triple normal team that I'm calling Team Ghostbuster since it is very strong against ghost types. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out Shadow GIRAFARIG and Team Ghostbuster in action in the Retro Cup. Hopping to the first match, setting Greedent into Nidoqueen. I do have two better responses in the back, but I am going to stay in to start. I get some nice chip damage, I'm going to wait for them to throw, and then I am going to save switch. We tank the Poison Fang, in comes Oranguru. Opponent is going to counter swap into a Frostlast. This is by no means a good matchup for Frostlast. Oranguru has access to foul play, and we're going to be able to grab a shield. Frostlast farming up quite a lot of energy, but Oranguru does not get taken out by this avalanche. So we tank that no problem, trying to get to a second foul play. We do, but we lose the CMP tie. Quite unfortunate. I am going to let the Oranguru get taken out. I'm going to try and bite down with Greedent. Greedent is just not able to bite down, and that was a miscalculation on my part as I'm forced to burn a shield. Greedent does have quite a bit of energy, but Nidoqueen will survive a Body Slam here. Back in comes Nidoqueen, Body Slam, does about half the remaining health, and then they're going to throw another Poison Fang. I do tank this, so I'm going to let this through, and then it is Shadow GIRAFARIG time, and in the back, they have Cofagrigus. So catching a ghost type is fantastic, but if they have Dark Pulse, this could get rough, and they do. Dark Pulse is going to hit for massive super effective damage. Shadow GIRAFARIG is pretty glassy. Dark Pulse is definitely going to be enough to take us out. We go for the Psychic, we get the defense drop, and they reach a move. Dark Pulse will be taking out Shadow GIRAFARIG. Can Greedent bite down? Greedent bites down the Cofagrigus, bites down the Nidoqueen, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, setting Greedent into Knockdowel. This is typically a very bad matchup for Greedent, but Bite actually does make it slightly better. So I am going to stay in here for a bit. The bites are adding up on the Knockdowel, and Body Slam will apply some nice pressure as well. They are going to be going for the Sky Attack. We will tank it, and then I am going to save switch into Oranguru. Oranguru doing some nice damage with the Confusions. Unfortunately, we do not get our Confusion through. But speaking of Confusion, the opponent sees the Psychic typing, throws the Shadow Ball, forgetting that we are a normal type as well. In comes Dugong, we go for the Psychic, and we're able to get the defense drop. Oranguru is able to get a Confusion through. They go for the Icy Wind, not enough to KO. We're able to reach a second Psychic, and I'm going for the Psychic here instead of the Dark Pulse on the off chance we get a second debuff, but unfortunately no such luck. I'm going to bring in Greedent, force them to throw energy, and then I'm going to snipe with the Shadow GIRAFARIG. We should survive an Icy Wind here. Icy Wind gets us low. In comes Shadow GIRAFARIG, and it's able to farm down. The question is, what is in the back? We know about the Knockdowel, and it is Walrein. We do have access to Thunderbolt, but unfortunately, we get significantly outpaced by the Walrein. I will commit the shield on the Icicle Spear. As I mentioned, Shadow GIRAFARIG, definitely not the tankiest Pokemon out there. I go for the Psychic, and now we're able to get the Confusion through. This is big. We may be able to outpace them here. Shadow GIRAFARIG trying to get to a move. Opponent tries to catch. We farm them down. And now we get to Thunderbolt the Walrein. Shadow GIRAFARIG taking down the meta monster of Walrein. And that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, letting Greedent into Defense Deoxys. Defense Theoxus is definitely a problem for a triple normal team, and this is the main reason why I decided to run the unorthodox moveset of Bite. Greedent does perform better with Bullet Seed, but Bite does offer you slightly better protection against Defense Theoxus. As you can see, the Bite damage really adding up. We land the crunch, and I bring in Oranguru. Oranguru will be able to tank whatever they decide to throw here. Just a Rock Slide. We're going for the farm down, but they reach a second move. Again, we should survive it. It just ends up being a Psycho Boost, and they bring in Medicham. Medicham is again a bit of an issue because I am a triple normal team. Going for the Psychic, and Psychic connects. That is actually massive. I do have to bring in the Shadow GIRAFARIG here, but the issue is that this Medicham is going to be able to reach back-to-back moves. They go for the Ice Punch, they go for a second Ice Punch, and now GIRAFARIG has no shields. The question is, what is that final Pokemon? It's Surfetched. Confusion's doing big damage. We're able to catch onto Greedent, and it looks like we have a chance. They go for the Night Slash, but they undercharge it. They farm down. Can we KO? We cannot, as they're going to reach a move, taking out the Shadow GIRAFARIG, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, sitting Greedent into Magcargo. Fairly neutral lead overall. Opponent instantly save switches into Primeape. I'm very slow on the swap, and I counter swap Oranguru. We do tank any one move. They go for the Night Slash. I don't want them to get to a second move, so I decide to throw the resisted Foul Play. This will be enough to KO if they let it through, and they do. I really did not want to go down shields on that safe swap, and the good news is we were able to prevent that from happening. Magcargo looking for the farm down. They will be able to farm down, but not before I reach a Foul Play. Oranguru able to connect with the Foul Play, and now I'm just going to bring in Greedent to absorb damage. The fact that they save switch to Fighter, it could very well be double Fighter, and it is. They have Shadow Hitmonchan, but look at the confusion damage from Shadow GIRAFARIG. Shadow GIRAFARIG confusioning all the way down, and back in comes Magcargo. I'm going for this Psychic here. They have two shields, but I'm just hoping for a defense drop. We don't get it. Shadow GIRAFARIG trying to farm down, and they live on very low HP. Greedent still does have a shield, and they cannot hold back-to-back moves. They go for the Rock Tomb. We bite down, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, picking up a great lead. Opponent sees the bite Greedent and concedes the match. Hopping to the next match, sitting Greedent into another defense Deoxys. As I mentioned, this is one of the only matchups where having Bite actually helps Greedent. The vast majority of the time, Bullet Seed is just going to perform way better, but I've been trying some fun movesets on Pokemon, so I figured may as well give Bite Greedent a shot. We are going to be going for the Crunch. Crunch will just about KO the defense Deoxys. They shield, we get the defense drop, and we save switch into Oranguru. I decide to commit a shield here just because I may as well shield something. We're farming up, we overfarm by one, and we're going for the Foul Play. This is obviously more than enough to take out the defense Deoxys, and they have Zangoose in the back. A very cool Spice pick. Night Slash will hit for super effective, but it doesn't get same type attack bonus, so we should survive it. We tank it, and now I'm going for the Foul Play. I figured they're probably going to shield it. Zangoose is pretty glassy. They do commit the shield. I'm trying to get to another one, and they get scared of another one, and they decide to throw energy. This is absolutely perfect. I'm going to bring in Greedent, basically force them to empty energy, and now it's all up to Shadow GIRAFARIG with the shield advantage. They get the boost. I farm them down, and it's a Wall Rain in the back. Let's go, Shadow GIRAFARIG. We tank an Icicle Spear. As you're going to see, not well, but we tank it, and now we're going straight for the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt taking down the Wall Rain, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, sliding Greedent into Altaria. Altaria is a definite problem spot for this team, as honestly, none of my Pokemon really like to see it. This is another matchup where having Bite on Greedent helps, but this is still not a winning matchup for Greedent. We are able to do quite a bit of damage, get the Altaria below half health, but Altaria is going to fire back with the Sky Attack. I save switch into Oranguru, and they bring in Shadow Kanto Ninetales. Shadow Kanto Ninetales, an incredibly scary Pokemon, as it does have access to Overheat, which has incredible one-shot potential. They farmed up a ton of energy. I decide to call it just a Weather Ball. Ninetales thought about farming down, but decides to throw. Weather Ball is going to take me out. And now I'm just going to bring in the Shadow GIRAFARIG, farm down, and hope that with an energy lead, I'm going to be able to close out this match. I shield up. We farm down. The question is, what is that final Pokemon? Or do we see the Altaria coming back in? We do see the Altaria. Unfortunately, Altaria does reach a move. These Dragon Breaths are doing a lot of damage to Shadow GIRAFARIG, and they have Typhlosion in the back. This is incredibly bad. GIRAFARIG gets the shield. I'm going to catch We're able to catch onto Greedent, but our Girafarig is incredibly low. Blast Burn taking down the Greedent. We get farmed down, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Greedent into Alolan Graveler. This is definitely a matchup where I miss having Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed would hit for super effective damage and charge very quickly, whereas the energy generation from Bite is absolutely atrocious. They go for the Thunderbolt, we tank it, and we get to the Crunch just before they reach their next move. Crunch does not KO, and they're at another move. I'm just going to let the Greedent get taken out and just get energy on Oranguru. We're going to bring in Oranguru. They do not want me to farm down, and they bring in Hypno. Thankfully, Foul Play is going to be hitting for super effective damage here. Hypno is bulky, but Foul Play still does a nice amount of damage. Hypno has farmed up a ton of energy. I should survive any one move. They go for the Focus Blast, but we're able to hang on and reach a Foul Play. That is massive. The bulk of Oranguru tanking a Focus Blast. Down goes Hypno. And now it's Shadow Girafarig time. What do they have in the back? They have a Alolan Marowak in the back. Alolan Marowak is not appreciating this Giraffe. We are going for the Psychic, hoping for the defense drop. We do not get it, but these Confusions are doing a lot of damage onto the Alolan Marowak. They go for the Shadow Bone. I commit the shield. These Fire Spins are adding up. This Shadow Girafarig almost in the red health. They bring in Graveler. Graveler gets farmed down. So does the Alolan Marowak. And that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Greedent into Swampert. This is definitely another matchup where I do miss having access to Bullet Seed, but the bites do still slowly add up over time. Swampert massively outpaces us here. We do survive one. They go for the Hydro Cannon, and then I'm going to fire back with the Body Slam. Body Slam does a nice amount of damage, but Swampert already had a second charge move. Bite is just incredibly slow. We tank it, we save switch into Shadow Girafarig, trying to snipe. They hold on to the low health Swampert, and they bring in Hypno. We are going straight for the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt connects and does big damage, and we're able to get a Confusion through as well. We should be able to farm down before Hypno reaches another move. Girafarig still has a decent amount of health remaining. They have the low health Swampert. What is that final Pokemon? And it is Shadow Golbat. And look at the Confusion damage. Shadow Girafarig absolutely putting in work. Able to get the Golbat almost to 25% health. I'm going to bring in Oranguru, throw a Confusion, and then we're able to catch onto Greedent. If the game wasn't already over, it definitely is now. Back in comes Oranguru. This is only going to be a Poison Fang. We tank that no problem. We farm down the Swampert. We farm down the Golbat. And that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Greedent into Frostlast. Let's go. Bite absolutely tearing through the Frostlast. Frostlast is staying in this lead, and they are taking a lot of damage to do so. We do survive an Avalanche, so I am going to let that through. Greedent is going to be able to reach a Crunch before they get to that second Avalanche. Crunch takes out the Frostlast, and we win lead. They bring in Medicham, and I'm going to counter swap into Oranguru. This is scary because if this is a Power-Up Punch Medicham and they double shield, it could get rough, and it is a Power-Up Punch Medicham. This is not good. I'm going to go for the Psychic on the off chance they decide to no shield, and they do. A big mistake by the opponent. If they committed to the Medicham, this could have been very rough. They go for another Power-Up Punch. We tank it, we try and farm down, but they reach yet another Power-Up Punch. This is going to take out the Oranguru. I'm going to try and take it out with the Greedent, which I'm able to do. And now, it is Shadow Girafarig time into a Hex Alolan Marowak. These Hexes are doing absolutely no damage. I do decide to shield up the first. I'll be honest, I wasn't really counting the Hexes, so I just decided to shield the first there. We are going for the Psychic. I was just so happy to see a Ghost type. We are farming up. I was thinking, I don't think they're at a Fire Blast. I let it through. Just a Shadow Bone. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. All in all, I did have a lot of fun running Team Ghostbuster. To be honest, Bite Greedent, definitely not the way to go. Bullet Seed is just a significantly better move, and in the vast majority of matchups, it's going to perform a lot better for you. Shadow Girafarig outputs a ton of damage, but its lack of bulk really limits it, even in a limited meta like Retro Cup, from making any significant impact. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is sincerely appreciated. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.